United States Highway 30. Yeah. Alright, US 30 is a nice scenic road. It is another cross-state US highway that has some great scenery, as seen in this image. Here we go. Here is our map of the route for today. We go through all of southern Pennsylvania, and we start in Green Township and end in Philadelphia. Now please pardon my voiceovers in this video, as I was sick at the time of making this video. You're watching the Xavier 456. I post new highway content every week. If you like what you're seeing, give us a like. And if you really like it, light up that subscribe button. Now I should remind you that you can request your exit or intersection. Next we'll be doing US 40, and the week after is US 62, so you have time to request for either of those. Alright, first let's take a look at eastbound US 30's main road. Here we are, and we start here at the Welcome to Pennsylvania sign, the minor one, and we have lots of cones in the middle of the road. From our first interchange with PA 18, we can see that we're signed for Imperial. Excuse me. This is treated like the turnpike. We're meeting US 22, which is already signed for Pittsburgh, so we can't sign Pittsburgh here. What's wrong with you, PA? Here we are at PA 576. This could have been updated in 2023, but in 2022 it just said airport. There was no Washington Pass signage at all. And once you get off the ramp, you can see we still have the Imperial signage instead of Pittsburgh signage. And once we get onto US 22 signed for Pittsburgh, US 30's shield goes away and we're just US 22 now. That is incorrect. This is still US 30. Here we are back at I-376, west for airport, east for Pittsburgh to I-79 as well. So I'll leave you to watch the I-376 and US 22 videos from here. I mentioned this in the 376 video, 30 East signed for Forest Hills. That is literally the next town off of this exit. What should be signed here is Greensburg. Just like what I did previously to you, I do it to you here as well. Things become normal once we see this off of the turnpike. We see US 30 is signed west for Pittsburgh, as it should be, and 30 East is finally Greensburg, which it should have been signed from 376. Here we meet PA Turnpike 66, and we get Delmont, just because that's where it meets US 22, and New Stanton! What the heck? That's an automatic. Well, it's in Greensburg that at this point we're signed for Latrobe, and that could be fine. There is the Arnold Palmer Regional Airport there. And from this point in Latrobe, we get signage for Ligonier, and I'm not sure if that is a big enough city to be signed. There's a little amusement and water park in Ligonier called Idlewild and Soak Zone, which, again, I've only been to once in my life. It's just getting more ridiculous now. We get Laughlintown, that's a secondary, and Jennerstown, instead of signing something further down the road, like Chambersburg or something. Here we meet US 219, and we get signage for Johnstown and Somerset, and I think those are the best that you can do for US 219. Though on US 219, US 30 is even more ridiculous. It gets Jennerstown and Stoystown. What the heck is Stoystown? So after Stoystown, we get Bedford. Bedford, I don't like that control city. It's just where 99 meets I-76. In Bedford, we meet US 220, which is going to North 99 for Altoona and South for Cumberland. That's in Maryland, and that is well done. Here, US 30 East gets Everett, and I am not good with that. That's just small, and seems like PA is just trying to sign anything to not mention anything bigger. In Everett, we meet PA 26. That could be the reason why it was signed. And we get East 30 Breezewood and Huntingdon. Spoiler alert. Oh no, for the first time in the series, not in the rankings videos, we are in Breezewood. It's even worse in this image since there's construction. Anyways, US 30 is the main carrier of the Breezewood Strode. And we can see East 30 to West 70. Up at the next sign, we can see I-70 toll Penna Turnpike to I-76, because how we all know that there is a long distance to the toll. Pittsburgh-Harrisburg, that is perfect. But up at the next sign, it gets worse. We now get Harrisburg and New Stanton instead of Pittsburgh. It's everywhere. It insults me. And now US 30 gets McConnellsburg instead of Chambersburg. I'm so ticked right now, so let's escape Breezewood before anything else happens. The only reason for signing McConnellsburg is because of US 522, which gets McConnellsburg itself and Mount Union. Actually, you know what? After investigation, this sign is almost fine. McConnellsburg is probably the best option, and if you change Mount Union to Lewistown or something like that, it'd be good. On 522 itself, US 30 finally gets Chambersburg, which I feel should have been signed from Greensburg or Latrobe or something like that. We're back in Chambersburg with the colorful buildings, and we meet US 11, which we looked at in an earlier video. No escaping I-81, but ignoring that, US 30 East gets Gettysburg now, and I feel that's fine, as it goes directly through downtown and gets near the military park. Here we are in downtown Gettysburg at the center circle. I've only been to Gettysburg once in my life as well. We meet US 15 and we get signage for Harrisburg and Frederick, and I think those are the right choices. From this point at this intersection we get New Oxford. Why New Oxford? At this point it should just be York. But at this mileage sign, we do get York as the city, and that works. Signage is starting to get a bit better as we go along US 30 here. East PA 462 will take you into York, and we get East 32 I-83 Lancaster. That's good. York is where I-83 is signed absolutely correctly for Harrisburg and Baltimore. That is awesome, Pennsylvania. And 30 East continues to get Lancaster. This might be some of the best signage in southern Pennsylvania for sure. US 30 here crosses the Susquehanna River, and to the left, if you squint, you can see the town of Columbia. Here in Lancaster, we meet PA 283 West signed for Harrisburg and downtown Lancaster, and this is one of 3 exits requested by Chuck Slezak. And US 30 East gets the awesome jump for Philly. I love that. In Lancaster, we get another little amusement park called Dutch Wonderland. Nice. No, the stupidity is back. Now we're starting to get Gap instead of Philadelphia. We're back to the small towns and we'll continue to sign suburbs. Here you meet PA 41, which gets Wilmington, Delaware, and you actually have the choice to turn back around on US 30 to Lancaster. And East 30 is going to Coatesville. Not good, and I will show you why. Here 30 East is getting Coatesville and Downingtown when it's the bypass to both of those towns. Straight ahead is the business route that takes you into the towns. The business route is what should have these 2 towns. Normal 30 should be signed for Philly. This is the height of Pennsylvania dumbness. We get PA 340 for Thorndale, and this was requested by the TheDerpHog, as he would take this road to get to the Amish villages in the Lancaster Valley, so thank you. Here's the 3rd exit requested by Chuck Slezak. Once the business route comes back into us, and US 202 North is going to King of Prussia, we're now signed for the literal next suburb, Fraser. It's actually not even a suburb, it's a tiny neighborhood. And now 30 gets Paoli, and at this point I won't be showing any more signs because they don't show up. And if anything, they'd just be signed for suburbs. I will not be mentioning 476 signage again here. And from this point, we only get King of Prussia Road. No US 30 signage. That's a big fat fail. From the exit off of US 30, we just get St. David's and Villanova. Villanova I may understand because of the university, but St. David's, absolutely not. Getting on I-76 East, it is signed for Central Villa. I'm not looking at the top line. I'm not. Then US 30 joins I-676 for Central Villa here, so I'll leave you to the I-676 video for that reference. Alright, now let's talk about westbound. US 30 and US 30 Business. No, I can't escape this. No, I'm getting on West 76. Luckily, 30 does not go all the way to Valley Forge. Here's where we exit from I-76. It gets US 13 and US 30 West, Girard Avenue, and Villa Zoo. Interestingly, you do have the choice to get back onto 76, but I don't see a reason why you would. Oh god, we're back at 476. Skip! Here we are meeting US 202, and it's side north for King of Prussia, and south for West Chester. Oh god. And West 30 now gets Downingtown, which it shouldn't. It should get Lancaster. I'm telling you, this whole business thing gets worse going westbound, because Downingtown is signed on the main route, while the business route just gets Exton. The business route is what needs Downingtown, and as I said, normal 30 should be Lancaster. Though here, US 30 does get Lancaster, but it still has Coatesville, which is taken by the business route. And you know what's even worse? This is on the business route that takes you into Coatesville. PENNDOT! Just roll the next stupid slide. After that monstrosity of signage, we enter downtown Downing Town. Get it? That was intentional. And here we are going through downtown Coatesville, which is actually quite smaller than Downingtown. Here we're meeting West 30, finally, and we end the business route. We're coming back into the main road. Here you meet PA 41, and from this point, we get Lancaster, and that is the right decision. No, you got me again! This isn't US 41, and this is absolutely not Chicago, nor is it the Upper Peninsula, nor is it anywhere else US 41 goes. This is PA 41! In Lancaster, US 222 gets some weird signage. We just get Ephrata and Reading, though those are fine for north. But south, all we get is Lidditz Pike and Fruitville Pike. And we also get 272 north for Oregon Pike, and yet another weird mileage distance, 5/8 of a mile. 283 and 30 split for Harrisburg and York. Those are the right choices once again. Great signage for 83 again, Baltimore and Harrisburg. 462 east gets York, and 30 west gets Gettysburg. Once again, sensible. Here we are, meeting 15, get Frederick and Harrisburg. Fine. I think we need a mileage sign. We've gone almost this whole video without seeing one. So, Caledonia 14, that's not really a town. And Chambersburg 26. South 81 Hagerstown, Roanoke, 30 West Chambersburg. Fine, 430 here. We need another mileage sign, and I feel like we just need different 30 cities here. McConnellsburg could be the third. You could also put Bedford on the second line. And for the primary, you could make a case for Greensburg or Pittsburgh. We're meeting 522 again, with the same stuff as before. Oh, on this mileage sign, we get Harrisonville and Breezewood as our primary. My god. And this isn't cool. On this first sign we see in Breezewood, we get West 70 and 76, and East 70 and West 30. Every single one of these do not have control cities at all. Though further up we do get the 70 East Washington, D.C. and Baltimore sign that we've seen a lot. And 30 West now gets Everett. Why Everett? Just go with Greensburg or something. Here we get the PA 26 North Huntingdon exit in Everett. You could put two cities on there like Huntingdon and State College. And from here we just get Breezewood and Bedford. Why? We know the reason for signing Bedford, West 32, I-99, and Pennsylvania Turnpike. At least we only see a 30 city on there, and it is Greensburg. So, great. It would be better if it were Pittsburgh, but Greensburg's not too much of a crime. And you can also go to the left for Bedford Business District. You may have noticed from these instances that US 30 has been exiting itself a few times. We get back to US 220 for Cumberland and Altoona. Things are worse going westbound. We skipped Sheldsburg going eastbound, but why are we signing it here? Though on mileage signs, we don't lose sight of Greensburg as being the bottom line, so that's good. We meet US 219 again, and get Somerset and Johnstown. Fine. Here is the PA 981 interchange, and this was requested by Psychedelic Narwhal. It is signed for Latrobe and Pleasant Unity. We still see Greensburg on some random intersection signs. Boy, is PA 66 Turnpike gonna be a hardship once I get there. This exit to the Greensburg Business District was also requested by Psychedelic Narwhal, and it is for PA 130 even though it does not show on the sign. Also, US 30 West does not get a control city. On the Turnpike, we get the control city of Irwin, and I'm not so certain about that, but I think it's because I-376 is already signed for Pittsburgh, but it's okay to sign a US highway for it as well. Here, I-376 and West 22 and 30 get Pittsburgh and Monroeville. We also see a sign for PA8 for Wilkinsburg, which I think is fine. And up, we can still see the same signage, and in more detail, I-30 appears on the west only because we're joining with the west. After all 376 and US 22, we finally split off, and we only get Imperial. No! At this point, it should be East Liverpool. It's okay to sign out of state. Here we're back at PA 576 toll, and we only get airport again, as this image was too old, or it still hasn't been updated. And if you saw this sign earlier, you see that we're signed for Clinton! Just Pennsylvania doing anything they can to stay in state. No, East Liverpool. Though at the intersection with PA 18, we finally get that sign for East Liverpool. I mean, at last, that should have been the thing from US 22 when we split off. Welcome to West Virginia, and we enter Hancock County, so we are done here. That was a chaotic road, and boy did I flip out a few times. So that is it. Next will be something a little more calm, I hope. US 40. I will see you then.